Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Joanna. Thank you so much for coming back. For those of you who are new, thank you so much for visiting. I hope you stay here. This is going to be these are going to be your readings for the month of March. I won't make a long introduction other than lots of exciting changes. Most of the signs have some pretty substantial changes leading to good things. So it's a lot of excitement. I felt a lot of excitement, energy when I was doing most of the signs. So there is very much a lot of new beginnings that I felt are happening. And all of us are going through challenges, minor and major, and it has to do with the energies we are attracting, we are being surrounded by. So it's a lot of interesting things going on. For those of you who want a longer prediction, I have the 6-month videos, and that information is down below, and also exclusive relationship videos or messages for the entire 2018. That information is down below too. I talk about general these are general readings, so I do touch on various aspects, but they don't exclusively focus in on relationships. And with that said, thank you so much for liking, sharing, for making appointments with me. Thank you so much. I appreciate this more than you will ever know. And of course, if that is what you wish, that information is down below for you. Thank you again so much. I wish you best of luck in the month of March. Lots of success, and I look forward to seeing you soon. And now, without further ado, let's get started. Hello, beautiful Taurians. This is going to be a reading for the month of March 2018. Isn't that crazy? I'm a Taurus too. So let's see what we've got. Actually, the cards are quite phenomenal. I'm going to channel as I'm recording. I haven't prepped, and I'm doing that for a reason. I'm getting a little bit more bold that way. But let me share with you the numbers that I was shown, and they kind of show me different things. So one of the numbers that you have is the number 8, which is all about strength. It's all about solidity. It's about finances, but it's the strength within. It's about courage. It's about strength. Very, very solid, very grounded number. You also have the number 3, which is expansion. So I've always felt March, and I think I've been saying it for months, it is going to be a phenomenal month for many of you, hopefully many of us, me including. And the month of May also comes in. So I want to say between March and May, but let's just focus in on March. It is a time of, I want to say, regaining control or regaining balance in a certain aspect of your life. And it also is a month where you will be making choices and decisions. And not because you're necessarily at crossroads, but because I feel many of you have felt like your hands were tied. Either there was nowhere to move, there was an inability to move. I keep hearing status quo. So many of you have been feeling kind of just there, and I want to say just there, and I don't know if it's relationship or work, but it feels all encompassing. It feels like an energy where you kind of felt sort of stuck, and I'm just hearing a bell. It's like it's time to go. Career. So for many of you, you will have fresh new starts career-wise, whether it's promotion, whether it is, I hear the word advertising, whether it is you advertising about yourself, whether it is you achieving certain goals that you have been after for quite some time. But I want to say between 3 and 5, between March and May, I also hear chunk of cash. So many of you will get chunk of cash, maybe as a gift, perhaps as an inheritance money, maybe a lottery winner. I don't get that very often. So don't all of you rush trying to buy lottery tickets, because I'm not saying all of you are going to win. It's not quite that easy. But it sounds like some of you, maybe even just one of you, a lottery winner. And so there's lots to be accomplished. I want to say the next 2 months, but there are some serious decisions for some of you to make. I'm seeing somebody talking into a mic, and once somebody's on a stage, and some of you may be quitting a career where you are on a stage, or some of you will be deciding that you want to be a speaker. But I'm seeing somebody with a mic on a stage. And I also just heard New York. So let's go through cards. What is the energy that you are working with in the month of March? Brilliant. Partnerships and alliances. So this is about decisions. This is about creation. This is about expansion. Many of you will be meeting new people, career-oriented, love-oriented, other way or other aspects. But many of you, and some of you are in a transition career-wise, so this will be a career move, and some of you, there's just a lot. I hear correspondence, so some of you will be getting a lot of correspondence, but it feels like parts of you are growing, and I don't mean physically. Change your focus and follow your heart. So for those of you who have been focusing on something that is not bringing you fulfillment, you are to change the focus on follow on does bring you fulfillment. Because I feel that there is an opportunity for many of you to make huge strides with regards to relationships and your career when it comes to longevity. This can also be weird message with this card, but I feel like this can also be someone who joins people together. So this is not a card of marriage traditionally, but for me, I feel like there is someone who is going to put two people together. Maybe someone is going to introduce you to somebody else. There's this kind of sort of energy of people coming in and introducing you to something or someone. So that is, but that's fantastic because it all talks about expansion, and a lot of it is career move. Some of you have been on a path to fulfillment, whatever that means to you, for as long as 8. Could be 8 years, 8 months, 8 weeks, something with the number 8. August, I don't know. But some of you have been on a road to fulfillment for quite some time. And I feel like I can see the stars just in front of me. So stars to me signifies fantastic things. So it feels like many of you are going to be reaching for a star. Now, what are you to leave behind? You have the 4 of coins in reverse. So this is lack of stability to me. Financially, obviously, but it's stability because it's a general reading. So many of you are going to be leaving instability, financial instability, emotional instability, relationship instability, instability around health. You are leaving that behind. And for some of you, you need to leave behind something that is not fundamentally supportive to you. So whether it is a job that does not support your needs financially or otherwise, whether it's a relationship that's not supporting your needs, whatever it is that is not supporting your needs, you are to leave that behind. And obviously, I'm not telling anybody to leave anybody, but it's the message, you'll understand it the way it's meant for you to understand, if in fact it's for you. So some of you are leaving discretionary advice. What does that mean? Okay, I just heard discretionary advice and then I went shh. What does that mean? I feel like some of you are either asking too many questions or not asking enough questions. Discretionary advice. Okay, I'm going to just plunk it there and maybe I'll come back to it later. Sometimes I just get stuff and I have to figure it out. Okay, so that's what you are leaving behind or what you need to leave behind. Now, what is about to transpire? Well, you have the Hanged Man twice because I asked for clarification. So this is Hanged Man in reverse. I see this card as a release. Yes, I know it can mean different things. Oh, yes, it's release. It can mean different things. It can mean some of you are going to feel really, really stuck. But I feel this is more of a release and moving on from the suspension, which I was talking about many of you have been feeling for quite some time. And when I asked for clarification, I got Temperance, I've got 8 of Swords, I've got Hangman in reverse, and I got 10 of Swords. So what this is basically saying to me is that many of you have been patiently waiting. Some of this waiting has resulted in you feeling trapped, feeling stuck, and for some of you it has brought up insecurities around finances and around, I want to say finances, relationship, yes, but I want to say finances. And the Hangman in reverse here is signifying to me that there was a feeling of stuckness. So when I see this as a release, that to me is a really, really good thing. Many of you have been patient, and many of you have been patient being in the dark. But I feel like in the month of February, and I want to say between December and February, many of you have overcome some major restrictions. So this Eight of Swords is a self-made prison. The Ten of Swords is a sense of defeat. But the 10 is also the number of completion. So I feel like many of you have spent time working on yourself, and you have worked with some of your triggers that have been tripping you up. And maybe that's why you come from a place of not enough security, because you had some stuff internally you had to deal with. Point is, I feel many of you will feel tremendous sense of upliftment and release. The other cards I got was Four of Swords. You got the Strength in reverse, and you have Eight of Wands. What this is also saying to me, that in the next upcoming few months, starting in March, your thoughts will become much more, what's the word I want to use? Not as chaotic. Okay, so if you have been anxious, if you're prone to being anxious, if you're worried, it feels, or if you've been worried, which clearly if you have no support or if you're unsupported, that would make you worry. You're going to feel much more relaxed. Your mind will not be as what's the word I want to use? As anxious. But I think it's because you are releasing a lot of your stuff from the past. I also feel that you have questioned your strength in the past. I certainly have through these changes, no question. So if you have felt kind of blah, if you have felt not very strong, not very confident, you are going to get rest from that. I feel like you're putting that to sleep. And then you have the Eight of Wands, which is fast movement. It is also, I want to say career change as well, but fast movement and also moving comes with this. I want to say air travel too. So for some of you, you might be traveling by air in March, but this is fast career move. And I feel for some of you, things are going to move pretty darn quick. And I'm reminding myself that I'm also talking about me. So that'll be interesting. I'm supposed to talk about a book that somebody is writing or is supposed to write. And they're being stubborn. And they're putting it... And they're putting it aside. So if you know someone who's supposed to write a book, or if you are one of those individuals who's supposed to write something, could be thesis, could be a book, could be something written, stop procrastinating. Okay, so that's the message for you. Now, what is it that you need to focus on? Brilliant. You have cleanup in protection. And basically what this is saying here is, this is now about you. Don't stick your nose in other people's business, but what I mean by this, it is not your job to clean somebody else's stuff up, okay? The responsibility belongs to them, your responsibility belongs to you. So if you have a tendency to want to save people or to want to fix their problems, not a great idea. The Spirit is asking you to reconsider your choices for the which? For the higher good. In other words, if we clean up somebody else's stuff, they'll never learn how to do it themselves. So that's the example. The other message you have is come to the edge. This is about facing your fears. So you guys are going through transitions. I mean, we all are, and I've talked about this with Taurus for a while. I feel December was kind of sort of wonky, and I feel this is what came up. The Ten of Swords and the Eight of Swords, the imprisonment, all that stuff came up, and I feel you have been able to release some of it, if not much of it. That will allow you to relax, and it will almost like spur your energy around career and also around relationships. But ultimately, you're going to be tested. And again, I hear the word book. So for some of you, it's about the book. This is about coming to the edge, facing your fears, letting go of that which no longer serve you. Why? Because you are in an energy of its expansion. You're meeting people and going places is what I want to say. Now, remember, you have the number of strength, which is 8, and the number of 3, which is the number of expansion. You, as you know, you is about to change drastically and dramatically, is what they're saying to me. Whether it is because you internally are going to not recognize yourself because you're changing and working through stuff, or whether it is you're going to go on some diet and you're going to lose 200 pounds or 100 pounds. The phrase you're not recognizing yourself in a good way is what's important for me to convey. Many of you are moving to a solid, financially solid foundation. Hard work ahead of you. So whoever you are, whoever I'm speaking to, if you are a creator, if you create, I hear the word creators. If you are a creator, or if you are in the process of creating something, or if you are thinking of creating your own line, your own clothing line, whatever it is, your own material, there's a lot of hard work ahead of you, but you will have help. So I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm apparently talking about me too, so we will see. He's asking me to put another card. Okay, so I'm just going to ask for another card. What other information does Taurus need to know? What information do Taurus people need to know? Have patience with yourself. Well, of course, that comes all the time. What other information is important for Taurus to know? Okay. Energy movement. So this is very much like the Eight of Wands. It was shown to me in reverse. So if some of you have been stagnating, and you are consciously delaying your progress, or I'm going to put it this way, there's fast movement going forward, so that's what you need to know. But also, for those of you who are a little bit afraid, a little bit tender still, notice if you are not stalling your own process, or if you are not stalling your own progress, because I feel like some of you are holding back, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in a career. I feel some of you are holding back, and when we hold back, it's generally speaking because we are either afraid we're going to lose, or we're afraid of something that's not going to be very pleasant or very maybe positive. So just kind of do a bit of a check on yourself and ask yourself, am I holding myself back from what I want? Because you've got the Eight of Wands, and this is the same of Eight of Wands, so that's a double whammy, just like the Hangman is coming twice. So there's a huge opportunity here to create something fantastic. And again, I want to say between March and May. So for some of you, this is going to transpire in the month of March, but I think I've been talking about March for a while. And for some of you, this is going to be between March and May. And I think I've talked about May before too. So with that said, I'm also being shown the number 17. I believe that's star, which is rebirth and creation and hope. But it's also number 17. Somebody's going to connect with the number 17. So whatever that is to you, I hope this makes sense. And I hear the word congratulations. I don't know why. So for whatever reason, by the time you reach end of March or end of April or end of May, you will understand the word congratulations without a doubt. So looks like a fantastic spring, because March 21st is spring. And many of you are going places. I want to say going high places. So it might be high places in a building, or it's a metaphor. Whatever it is, congratulations. I wish you best of luck. Thank you so much for watching, for liking, and for sharing, and for private messages, private sessions. Information is down below. Thank you again so much. I wish you best of luck in March, and I will see you soon. Take care.